Microsleeps are sudden periods of sleep that only last for a few seconds. These occur when theta waves briefly replace alpha waves, putting you into sleep mode for a short period. The sudden and unpredictable nature of these microsleeps can be extremely dangerous, with them causing over 1,000 fatalities a year in the United States alone. Microsleeps are most common in people with severe sleep deprivation, which is why if you haven't slept in over a day, keep your ass away from a car and away from the roads, bro. Sleep deprivation psychosis is a series of hallucinations that occur due to staying up for days. Around 36 hours of no sleep, auditory and visual hallucinations along with mumbled speech and disorganized behavior may begin to occur. At 48 hours, feelings of depression begin to accompany these hallucinations. And at 72 hours or 3 days without sleep, the hallucinations and zombie-like behavior begin to intensify, and around this point it is recommended that you go to the ER. And these hallucinations intensify over time. So you could just imagine what that streamer felt like by going 12 days without sleeping felt. Microsleeps will also happen around the time that this psychosis occurs. So yeah, if you can control it and you are choosing to stay up, just don't. It's not worth it. Just do not do that. Fatal familial insomnia is a degenerative genetic condition in which insomnia is a core symptom. As the name may suggest, the condition is genetic as well as being a lifelong condition that worsens as it progresses. The condition affects the brain and central nervous system and can be broken up into 4 stages. Stage 1 lasts for about 3 to 6 months and is embodied by insomnia and weird dreams, along with potential panic attacks and paranoia. Stage 2, lasting about 5 to 9 months, features mood changes worsening and feelings of depression beginning to occur, along with excessive sweating, breathing and heart complications, and motor function complications could potentially beginning. Stage 3 lasts for about 3 months, where the sleep cycle is disrupted easily, along with getting even harder to sleep. And at stage 4, the disruptions begin to get worse, leading to dementia, and will deteriorate the mind until the victim falls into a coma that they will never wake up from. This disease is rare and will not hold until the victim is in their mid-40s or early 50s, but unfortunately, it has a 100% mortality rate, so it is important to see if this condition runs in your family. Galantamine is a drug that is mainly used to moderate dementia, but also has the strange effect of increasing the frequency of lucid dreams. The drug boosts brain activity that increases the duration and quality of REM sleep, mainly to improve cognitive function and memory, along with making lucid dreams more common. Dreamers can remember their dreams when waking up as well. Dreamers take about 4 to 12 milligrams before sleep in order to get this effect. But at the same time, it is recommended that anyone with lung, heart, liver, or kidney complications, enlarged prostate, ulcers, or seizures consult a doctor before using, along with its potential to cause stomach and bowel problems. So, best to keep that in mind before you want to try to use it to get a lucid dream. Dream therapy is a technique used to explore a patient's dreams. This method is often used in patients who have recurring dreams that may relate to underlying issues in a person's life. The individual will often document, analyze, and try to interpret the dream and the potentially bizarre details to make the most sense out of it all. After all, if adaptive dreaming taught us anything, we all dream for a reason. These dreams may also be glimpses into memories that the conscious mind cut out due to trauma. Dream therapy is a good method to find underlying issues and also just to learn more about yourself at a subconscious level. Chronotherapy is a really cool sounding behavioral treatment that tries to restore a person's circadian rhythm. Something as simple as staying up super late a few nights can disrupt your overall circadian rhythm for a while by piling up your sleep debt, not even mentioning insomnia or other factors that could disrupt your circadian rhythm. A simple approach is to shift the time you go to sleep by 3 hours every 2 days, resetting your circadian rhythm until you have a preferred sleep schedule you wish to stick with. Chronotherapy is pretty straightforward. Easing into a normal and consistent sleep schedule, proper sleep hygiene, maintaining light exposure, and potential melatonin use. As cool as it sounds, it's pretty much just an extracurricular way of saying you're fixing your sleep schedule, but it is extremely helpful and best to do if you messed up your sleep schedule. Many of us at least once have experienced a falling dream, and they're always weird yet relieving to wake up from. You're in your dream doing whatever dream side quest is up when all of a sudden you're falling from a great height, and either while you are falling or before you hit the ground, you spring back to consciousness as if you fell into bed. This jerking reaction adds another layer of uneasiness to these dreams. These dreams are usually indicative of anxiety or some form of unresolved trauma, with a correlation being a lack of control. After all, when you are falling like that, the only thing in control is gravity. These falling dreams are also thought to be a reaction to the transition between sleep stages, kind of similar to hypnic jerks, but this time your dreaming brain thinks you're falling as well. And starting off tier 6 of the iceberg, we have the dream lag effect. Dream lag is a phenomenon where memories and experiences from the past week are incorporated into our dreams. If you pick up a new game or TV show that you really like, you may have experienced dreams where the characters from the media play a core role in your dreams, despite only knowing about them for a few days or a week. These dreams are thought to be the result from your brain turning experiences into long-term memory, which takes the brain about a week to do. And as a part of this process, it incorporates these events into your dreams. Mnemotic induction of lucid dreams, abbreviated to MILD, is a technique that increases the likelihood of having lucid dreams. Similar to dream incubation, MILD allows you to will lucid dreams into being by knowing what to look for. To use this technique, it is important to have a strong recollection of your dreams when you wake up to know when you're in a dream. To help with this, you might want to have a dream journal. Once this is developed, you will repeat before going to sleep or after waking up from a dream a phrase along the lines of, "Next time I am dreaming, I will realize I am asleep." While doing this, you will want to visualize becoming aware in a dream you had recently, or maybe a reoccurring dream that you experience often. By doing this, you increase your odds of becoming aware mid-dream and having a lucid dream. Kind of like that episode of American Dad where Steve used a rubber ball bouncing across the hallway as a sign that he is in a dream and uses it to become lucid. There is also a method that you can use that is referred to as wake back to bed, where you wake up after 4 to 6 hours of sleep and then you'd stay awake for about 10 to 30 minutes. Then you will go back to sleep incorporating MILD, which apparently increases your odds of experiencing lucid dreams even higher. Tryptophan is an amino acid that, as stated earlier, promotes the production of melatonin. Tryptophan is not produced in the body, instead being found in foods like chicken, fish, eggs, cheese, nuts, soy, beans, oats, chocolate, and most notably, turkey. Tryptophan is also taken as a sleep supplement, usually in dosages from about 0.5 to 1 grams, that reduces the amount of time it takes to go to sleep and promotes better quality of sleep. Taking large dosages or going over your daily limit of tryptophan can cause negative side effects such as nausea, headaches, dry mouth, and potentially clashes with other medications. As stated earlier, sleep is extremely important when it comes to hormone regulation. Of course, melatonin is the hormone that gets us to sleep going to begin with, and by disrupting melatonin production, you can send your sleep schedule and body into turmoil. Sleep also influences cortisol production, which regulates your metabolism and blood sugar levels, along with immune responses, and tends to peak early in the morning to help you wake up. Disruption in cortisol levels can cause insomnia, stress, and other complications. Growth hormone is also mostly reliant upon deep sleep in order to repair and build the body. Hormones like leptin and ghrelin can control appetite and also be thrown off by a poor sleep routine, leading to more ghrelin, which makes you more hungry and raises the risk of obesity. Estrogen and testosterone also can be greatly impacted by sleep, leading to several mood and energy issues. And all these hormones that get affected by a lack of sleep, this is just a handful of them. All of your hormones ultimately get affected. So hopefully this puts it into perspective how much your body actually needs sleep and how much can go wrong just by going without it. Neuroplasticity is our brain's ability to adapt and change with every new experience, rewiring itself and changing to best suit us. Neuroplasticity is important for learning, making memories, acquiring new skills, and tapping into more of our physical and mental potential. And sleep is important for neuroplasticity, with new skills, knowledge being aided in NREM sleep, while REM sleep incorporates them into our overall skill set without removing pre-existing skills and experiences. By depriving yourself of sleep, you deprive your brain the ability to process information accordingly, which is why I cannot stress enough how stupid early school schedules are. Like, it's ultimately on the student, but yeah, try to get a teen to go to sleep at like 10 and wake up at 6. Like, yeah, it's just not going to happen. Neuroplasticity would be so down. K-complexes, as stated prior, are waveforms that are found during stage 2 of NREM sleep. These complexes occur every minute in this stage of sleep, followed by sleep spindles. K-complexes are thought to keep the mind asleep, suppressing the part of our brain that signals danger. I've mentioned throughout this iceberg several ways our creativity is enhanced by our sleep, so I'll just keep this section nice and short. Our brains are repaired during sleep, and our creativity is enhanced even further during REM sleep, causing many creatives to sleep often, keeping sleep journals, lucid dreaming, and sometimes using creative boosts from REM sleep that you get when you wake up to aid in creative endeavors. And sleep, like all other functions, plays a crucial role in emotional processing. Getting adequate sleep allows the body to regulate emotions accordingly, which is why people are far more snappy and impulsive when they are tired or if they just woke up. Like all other mental functions, your emotions will be all over the place when deprived of sleep. Most of us probably dream in color, but some people's dreams are exclusively in black and white, despite not being colorblind. Currently, about 12% of people dream in black and white, which is still a lot of people, although back in the 1940s, studies have had groups with as high as 75% of people having colorless dreams. This is theorized to be a result of the black and white media in the form of photography and film being colorless for this period, along with most people who dream in black and white today being older. Another theory is that they actually do perceive these dreams in color, but can only remember them in black and white because that's just the way their brain stores dreams for them. And another theory is that these dreams are influenced by the dreamer's emotional or mental state, with these dreams being tied to negative emotions. I kind of think a mixture of all of these theories is true, and this is a pretty interesting topic, so Let me know if you'd want a standalone video on it, and let me know what you think about it down below. Sleep fragmentations are disruptions in a person's sleep, throwing off a person's sleep schedule and even their circadian rhythms as a whole in instances. These disruptions can be external factors like temperature, noises, light, or other people causing all the above, but they can also be caused by sleep disorders, medical issues, and bad habits that negatively impact your sleep. Sleep fragmentations, breaking of the sleep schedule, can cause certain stages of sleep to be cut off abruptly or even just outright skipped, leading to certain restorative stages being skipped out on. This can lead to a plethora of negative side effects that can get even worse if you don't get back to bed, leading to a compounding sleep debt and may disrupt your circadian rhythm. Certain things like chronic pain may be unavoidable, but it's important to address external factors and try to mitigate bad habits that could ruin a good night's sleep. Fever dreams are strange or unpleasant dreams that occur when a sleeper comes down with a fever. These dreams are oddly vivid and have a weird quality of occurring even outside of REM sleep, although REM fever dreams are far more vivid. These bizarre dreams are thought to be the mind's way of coping with the fever while the body's immune system is hard at work. These dreams are pretty rare, occurring in studies with about 11% of people sleeping with fever-like symptoms experiencing them, although they sure are going to shock you once you experience one. And starting off tier 7 of the iceberg, we have Oneirogens. Oneirogens are substances or practices that can induce or enhance certain dreams. Substances that impact dreaming have been used for thousands of years and are used for religious, spiritual, and recreational purposes. Plants like the blue lotus of Egypt, mugwort, the Mexican green herb, Calea zacatachichi, and the African dream root, Silene capenensis, are just 4 of many plants that cause vivid dreaming. Galantamine and melatonin can also be considered oneirogens, as they can cause vivid and lucid dreamlike scenarios. It is important to research substances before using them if you choose to, as many of them have their own varying side effects. Meditative practices like mild or even more traditional meditations are also considered oneirogens due to their ability to increase the likelihood of experiencing lucid dreams and other dream states. Even just dream journaling can be considered oneirogen on its own, as writing down your dreams can enhance your dream quality by improving your dream recollection. Sleep hyperhidrosis, more commonly known as night sweats, are instances where an individual sweats in their sleep. These sweats can vary from just a few droplets to drenching your sheets and pajamas. These sweats are most commonly caused by warm sleeping environments or by using heavy bedwear, but can also stem from a vast array of issues. Hormonal disruptions, illnesses, certain medicines, stress, and other medical conditions can cause night sweats, with menopause being a pretty common cause. Night sweats are also symptoms of tuberculosis and HIV, but sleep sweats are pretty common, so there's no need to jump the gun on conclusions like that. Just make sure you have a proper sleeping environment and stay hydrated. Post-traumatic nightmares are nightmares that force us to either relive or use traumatizing moments in one's life as core focuses in the dreams. These types of nightmares can be some of the worst nightmares among people with PTSD, leading to people waking up with a deep feeling of dread. These nightmares also tend to be more frequent and more vivid than other nightmares. This is due to the brain's regions that integrate fear being activated during deep sleep, causing the unconscious mind to bring up more traumatic memories. The phantom limb phenomenon is a phenomenon where somebody who has lost their limb manages to feel it despite it not being there. And one instance where an amputee feels their limb is in their dreams. In these dreams, a person can still may still even have their limb attached and can feel it. And the reason behind this is most likely the same reason that 80 to 100% of amputees experience phantom limb phenomenon in general. Your brain remembers you with said limb intact while in the dream, so that's how you are manifested in the dream state. It's probably also the same reason why you would see yourself or others as they were before getting a haircut. The Tetris Effect is a phenomenon where a person becomes so obsessed with something that it alters a person's thoughts, worldview, experiences, and dreams. This got its name from the big Tetris boom, where players would become hooked on it, playing around with objects like they were Tetris bricks, while some were so obsessed that they began to see colored Tetris pieces as hypnagogic hallucinations. Weeks and weeks of sorting blocks began to rewire their brains to the point that their minds are dedicating working memory to practicing the game in order to become better at it. And this effect isn't exclusive to Tetris, as people obsessed with any game or sport incorporate them into their subconscious mind, dreaming and sometimes hallucinating about their obsessions. Speed kind of had the same thing go on after the long Minecraft stream. REM Atonia, just to keep it short and simple, is the scientific name for the muscle paralysis that occurs during REM sleep. This occurs so that we don't enact our dreams, yada yada yada. The sleep-dependent synaptic homeostasis hypothesis, or SHY, is a theory that claims that on a normal sleep schedule, our brains become more active the longer the day goes on and refreshes once we go into sleep, being the sleep's core purpose. Synaptic plasticity is the brain's ability to strengthen its synapses accordingly, with higher plasticity aiding in the brain's ability to learn and process information more efficiently. So according to this hypothesis, when we wake up, our brains start out less put together, literally, which is why we are groggy, and progressively become more active as the day goes on, reaching its maximum right before sleep. And if you stay awake for longer than your brain needs to, brain becomes overloaded and becomes less efficient, which is why you become tired the later you stay up. Sleep serves as kind of pit stop to lower your plasticity levels and to repair the brain. This hypothesis is largely supported by studies in several fields of science, although it hasn't been outright confirmed to be the sole reason why we sleep, and it's the true reason why we sleep is probably a multitude of factors, not just this one, but this one is a pretty big factor. Sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, or SUNS, is a mysterious condition that is prevalent in Southeast Asia, where a seemingly healthy person passes away in their sleep. SUNS mainly occurs in men in age ranges from 20 to 40 years old and occurs out of nowhere in the middle of their sleep, with victims having no known heart complications. Witness reports being awoken by victims of this condition reportedly seeing them struggling or gasping in their sleep as if they were having a heart attack and passing away quickly, often before help can arrive. The exact cause behind SUNS is unknown, although many theorize that undiagnosed heart conditions, genetic factors, and cultural stresses are all causes of these mysterious deaths. Many people may seem healthy or just hide their vices, so it's best to live healthy and to get checked out routinely in order to catch conditions fast. And down in the depths of Tier 8, the final tier of the iceberg, we have Hypnagogic Jerk Mysteries. Remember when I talked about hypnic jerks being caused by the falling sensation and are caused by stress and caffeine? Well, the truth is we don't know why this happens, we just know that it does. Some have theorized that this is a reaction being an evolutionary leftover from our primate ancestors, who napped in trees and had to react quickly before they fell off of branches. And some people interpret this as their soul returning to their bodies super fast, literally journeying off to dreamland, which could explain why hallucinations sometimes accompany them. But the truth is, we actually don't know why we experience this. You just know that caffeine and stress can make it worse. Revisiting hypnagogic and hypnopompic hallucinations for a minute, these hallucinations are pretty bizarre, and along with hypnopompic hallucinations being tied to sleep deprivation, stress, and neurological conditions, they're often seen as a bad thing. The thing is, we also don't really know why these happen. We just know that they can result from narcolepsy and are kind of the brain meeting both worlds. They can seem like a merge between the real and dream world, although their real feel makes them greatly disturbing, and we're going to talk about that very, very soon. Remember when I said to keep these hallucinations in mind? Stick around. Conscious NREM sleep is a phenomenon where you are asleep and awake to some extent at the same time. During this, you are aware of your surroundings and sleeping position despite being asleep. This tends to happen during stages 1 and 2, where you are going to sleep. And although you are asleep, this shouldn't have any negative side effects. Someone experiencing conscious NREM sleep may interpret this as missing sleep and kind of nocebo themselves into having a really tired and sluggish day, as if they actually lost sleep. Conscious NREM tends to occur in people with sleep disorders or people who are stressed out, so these could also be reasons why they feel this. Now, I looked into this entry, and I don't think I know what it means. The first thing I found when looking up Bioluminescent Dreams were songs of the same name, which used the title to invoke a mysterious and dreamlike feel to the overall song. Although this could be referring to dreams where the dreamer or dreamscape begins to glow like a bioluminescent animal, or those cool dinosaur toys that you put under the sheets. Dreams like these are often signs of creativity and hopefulness. Bioluminescent dreams could also refer to dreams which carry religious or spiritual importance. If you know anything else about these dreams, make sure to comment them down below. I'll make sure to pin your explanation. The quantum brain hypothesis suggests that the quantum mechanics play a role in our brain's function, mainly in consciousness and sleep. A core concept of quantum mechanics is quantum coherence, in which certain particles, like electrons and photons, are in superpositions, meaning they are in multiple states simultaneously. This could be used to imply that our brains, or at least regions of the brain, are in superpositions, holding many potential outcomes during decision-making and narrowing down options when deciding on what to do. The concept of quantum entanglement states that a particle could affect the state of other particles they are linked to, no matter how far physically separated they may be. This can be applied to certain aspects of consciousness and neurological synchronization function. Looping this back to sleep, quantum mechanics of the brain are thought to be used when shifting between consciousness, REM, and NREM sleep. During NREM sleep, quantum mechanics are theorized to use to encode and store memories as an aspect of synaptic plasticity. And during REM sleep, the dream state is in a superposition that alters aspects of the dream you're experiencing. Quantum brain hypothesis is yet to be confirmed, but it's also a very interesting theory and has captured the interest of many scientists in how quantum mechanics can influence biology and even consciousness. Precognitive dreams are dreams that seem to predict the future. These dreams are used in fiction and in religion to foretell a prophecy, with listeners telling the people visions of horror or grandeur that will occur, if they believe in them or not. Many people throughout history have claimed that to have received dreams to foretell major events such as World War II or Fortnite updates. In order for a dream to be considered precognitive, the dream has to be recorded or communicated with others before the event of the dream occurs in real life. These dreams could be written off as people applying vague events from a dream onto any event or tragedy, but I still find them pretty interesting, especially when they get a little too specific to write off. Egregorial dreams are dreams that integrate our dreams with esoteric beings known as egregores. Egregores are psychic entities similar to tulpas that are created through thoughts, with the main difference between the two being that egregores are created from collective thought, and tulpas tend to stem from a single person's thoughts. Also, unlike tulpas, these egregores tend to share the thoughts and feelings of the collective that manifests them, while tulpas are kind of like their own dude. These entities are often seen as extremely powerful, as they are the emotions and thoughts of a collective subconscious, even thought to impact dreams. Egregores are thought to hijack the dreams of people, reflecting the beliefs of these beings and the people who manifested them, and overriding the individuals, even if they have nothing to do with these other people. This concept is interesting and kind of unsettling, as these beings are projecting other people's thoughts and emotions into your mind. Like, imagine Twitter being beamed into your head. And in a similar way, I guess tulpas could do the same thing, with them using your dreams to communicate with you, or torture you, or play Fortnite with you, or even just give their political thoughts to you or something. Either way, very interesting topic. Interhemispheric or Unexplained sleep is a form of sleep where half of the brain is asleep and the other half is awake. This type of sleep isn't known to occur in humans, but is known to occur in migratory animals like birds, dolphins, and sea lions. During this form of sleep, the animal in NREM sleep, sometimes with one eye shut, will still function and interact with its environment as if it was fully awake. This is pretty much like an autopilot mode, and I bet it helps a lot when traveling thousands of miles a year, and also helps animals catch up on sleep. Many people throughout modern history have reported dreams where they are getting abducted by UFOs, most commonly piloted by aliens. These dreams are commonly thought to be repressed or erased memories being revived through dreams. These dreams are common tropes affiliated with abduction stories, where aliens will erase the memories of the people they abducted, but the unconscious mind can still access memories of the event. These dreams are mostly just dreams inspired by alien encounters and alien media being churned out over the past 50 years, with many of these movies and comics using erased memories as a trope in a lot of these plot points. Or maybe these could be actual REM dreams. The truth is, only time will tell. The Hat Man is an entity reported by people who experience sleep paralysis, or by a group of people online who take dangerous amounts of Benadryl. The Hat Man is often described as a large, menacing, shadow-like figure of a man wearing a hat. He is often described as terrifying to those who have encountered him, often being likened to a manifestation of fear itself. The Hat Man is also encountered by people who take a lot of Benadryl and trip out, with the Hat Man being deified and given his own lore by the people in this community. Definitely don't recommend doing something as reckless as this, because overdosing on Benadryl can easily put you in a coma or kill you. Many see the Hat Man as some kind of demon, but I think I can explain what he is. But first, I think we should get into the next entry. Sleep paralysis demons are hallucinations of menacing figures seen during episodes of sleep paralysis, and I think I saw one of these once. These hallucinations are surprisingly common, seen during sleep paralysis with demons known as incubi, which are thought to cause sleep paralysis by sitting on the victim's chest, also explaining the feelings of pressure on the chest during sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis demons tend to be blurry, shadow-like figures that tend to lack distinct features, but these demons can vary, with the Hat Man being a pretty good example, with them giving off feelings of fear and, in my case, curiosity. People throughout history have wondered what these figures could be, but look no further because you already know the answer. You see, earlier in the video, I told you to keep a lot of things in mind, mainly hypnopompic hallucinations, with them occurring when your mind is still somewhat in a dream state. And when you're in sleep paralysis, your body is kind of still in sleep mode. So, these sleep paralysis demons are hypnopompic hallucinations being experienced during sleep paralysis. While the body is still asleep and the brain is conscious, however, our brain is still dreaming because it hasn't fully woken up yet, still manifesting dreams to visualize even though you are awake. The Hat Man may be a little more complex due to him showing up in Benadryl trips, but since the appearance isn't a super unique thing, and everyone talks about seeing this hyper-specific thing, it could be a case of people seeing what they want to see during these hallucinations. Probably want to make a follow-up video, standalone video on this in the future as well, so let me know what you think. Old Hag Syndrome is a unique form of sleep paralysis that occurs in people from Newfoundland, Canada, and the Caribbean. For the most part, the sleep paralysis side of things is the same. However, the explanation for it happening is quite interesting. As the name suggests, the sleep paralysis demon in this case is an old woman, thought to be a witch, who watches over you while you lie there unable to do anything. I find this cultural explanation of sleep paralysis quite interesting, as witches play a key role in European stories and culture. So, them being sleep paralysis demon makes a lot of sense and builds upon a lot of these myths. And since they are seen as quite scary and respected figures, it makes sense for the brain to manifest them as a hallucination, with you not being able to move being explained as one of their spells. Shadow people are shadow-like humanoid hallucinations, as their name may suggest, which are commonly seen during sleep paralysis. These figures typically are humanoid with no features that are really distinct, and you can kind of lump the Hat Man in with them, as he's literally just described as a larger shadow person with a hat. These are some of the most common hallucinations, especially in those experiencing sleep paralysis or sleep deprivation, and are always seemingly watching over you even if they don't have eyes. These always tend to cause feelings of fear and have occurred seemingly as long as recorded history, with most cultures having reports of people seeing shadow people to some extent. These hallucinations are probably so common due to their simplicity, with our brains mistaking shadows in our room for full-on people. Kind of like how you see a spooky face in your room at night and you turn on the lights and it's just a jacket. And since your brain is waking up into, out of sleep paralysis or is probably sleep deprived, the brain takes these shadows as a literal interpretation as like a full-on shadow person and manifests them into full-on hallucinations. I remember when I had sleep paralysis one time, I saw a shadow person, and it was scary, don't get me wrong, but I found it more interesting than anything else. It was just kind of there, and then it gradually went away. I've only ever seen it once and then never again, but it's very interesting how this one hallucination is just so common. Depending on culture or whatever, it's always the same. And that's gonna do it for the sleep iceberg. It's been a while. Yeah, I hinted at this video in July that this would be one that would take a while to make. And lo and behold, it took a while to make, but it was definitely a fascinating subject to research. I got to learn a lot about sleep and how different functions of sleep work. And just finding out how sleep paralysis demons are a thing is that's so interesting. I kind of had a eureka moment by connecting the pieces, like putting the puzzle pieces together and be like, oh wow, that's how that happened. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thank you a lot for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, every single view, every single subscriber, every person who left a comment. Definitely leave comments for what you want to do next. I have a big board full with video suggestions, and I said I want to vary it a bit, but I do have a lot more icebergs here than anything else. So let me know what you want. I think next video will be a cryptid corner, though. I already have that planned out. But let me know what you guys would want. Let me know what icebergs you would want to see in the future. standalone video topics you would like to see covered on this channel. I definitely appreciate your input. I appreciate you being here, and have yourself a damn good one. Goodbye.